read the book of Daniel, chapter 3. We just talked about it. So today is practicing boundaries. Um, and what is that? That is the Trinity Walk to Self-Love. That is the book that I created. It's called Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes& Noble, and Walmart website. Now, let's jump into it. Boundaries protect energy, not people from you. You got to understand it. I need you to understand what boundaries is. Boundaries protect your energy. It is protecting your energy, not keeping people from you. People are going to constantly come for you. That's why a lot of people, these are my boundaries, and then you kick people out of your life when that's not what it is. And it's because you don't understand. See, a lot of times we want to heal and we think that we need to cut everybody out, disconnect, kick them out of our life. You are no longer needed here. I can't have you here. And the reason being is because I have boundaries. Well, the boundaries is to protect your energy. People will use you, take from you, always needing you, and you become a people pleaser. So what you do is create the boundaries. Your boundary could just be no, 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 I ain't doing it. No, no. We're going to talk about the word no, because when you say the word no, a lot of people feel guilty. So let's talk about how do we set boundaries? What does it really mean for boundaries protect your energy, not people from you? By setting limits on what you'll accept from others, preventing emotional drains and fostering self respect. That's what it does. It sets the limits, right? And and it prevents you being emotionally drained. You know how some people just come around and you just like, oh, here they come. You just get tired. Some people just make you tired, right? Some people just make you so tired. That's your energy. You need to protect that. So let's look at how to manage emotional exchange. You have to define acceptable behavior. What is acceptable behavior for you, not everybody else? And then you have to stop toxic interactions that deplete you. Those ones that make you tired, stop conversating. I didn't say throw them away and don't let them in your life. I said stop conversating. You have to understand how powerful you are and how valuable you are. You have to understand your self-worth. Do you know your words? That's money. Baby, look at your energy as money. You going bankrupt. People are making you bankrupt. Your energy is money. It's not the tangible. It's not the money that the world said we gotta have, the dollar. It's not that. It's energy. Energy is your currency. When you heal, you understand energy is your currency. So, baby, you're around a whole lot of people that's making you go bankrupt. And when you go bankrupt, you know how they say with bankrupt, you got to wait a while and then you got to build your credit up and then it's going to be on your credit report and then it's going to be this. It's like it taints you and it damages your character and everything. When you don't have your energy, your character is at risk. That's how important you are. That's how amazing you are. That's how great you are, but you're willing to let it be torn down and taken away. And somebody, it's kind of like you co-sign for somebody, right? And then they don't want to pay the bill. Now you stuck with paying the bills or it's going to go on your credit. Baby, look at your currency like that. If I allow you into my life, you're going to taint my character. You're going to cause me by making me go bankrupt into my energy, which means that now my credit report is going to show a bankruptcy. That means my character is going to show my flaws. That means now I got more added flaws because I allowed you to come and cipher from me. So what you want? Which one do you want? And the ones you want to disconnect from that deplete you, that's them complaining friends or them drama filled co-workers. You trying to play nice at work and you just got to listen to folks and complain. Ain't nothing worse to me when I'm at work. I have more men gossiping at work than there is women. And what get me the most is when those men start whispering. Don't ever come to me as a grown man and whisper nothing to me. I don't play those games. See, I don't know if it's a southern thing or it's just that's what men do all together because I'm from, Indiana. So in Indiana, we got our men are messy. They messy. They worse than women. They sit and gossip like women. I mean, they'll sit on the phone for hours till the dang on phone battery go dry talking about people. But the ones that I experienced in the South, they talk about people the same way, but they like to whisper. That, at least the ones up that way, they gossip and they gossiping out loud. They're not whispering about it. But either way it go, stay away from those people because they're draining your energy. And when they drain your energy, guess what they're attaching to you? They're attaching flaws to you. They're showing their flaws, and now you have flaws. Now your character is tainted because you are associated with them. So no, What I want you to do is understand how valuable your worth is, how valuable you are. Now, prioritizing self care. That's another one. Those are boundaries, saying no without feeling guilty. Here's the boundary, saying no or taking time off. A lot of y'all at work, y'all don't want to take time off because you don't want to hear a supervisor mouth, or maybe they tripping, or you feel guilty when you got to take time off. Let me explain to you what time off means. Time off does not mean that, oh, you just want to use your time. Some people abuse their time off. Some of them do. And that's okay, because that's a they problem, not a you problem. It doesn't matter if you need time off. God told us to rest. God even rested. So he told us to rest. So why aren't you rested? I don't care if you got the weekends off. If you're a mom, you don't have the weekends off, baby. You go to work from Monday through Friday. Matter of fact, you go to work from Sunday to Sunday. You don't have a time off. I don't care that you don't have to clock in. At the end of the day, when you on the weekend, you still are working. So guess what? If Monday you want to take off, and don't you feel guilty for it. You send them kids to school and you take off, and then you go rest. And resting doesn't mean that you laying up in the bed all day. If you don't want to lay up in the bed all day, that's fine. Go rest. How do you go rest? If you want to go get your nails done, get your hair done, whatever it is, go do what you want to do, the things that are going to make you happy, because it's all about healing you. If I can do the things that's going to make me feel good and happy and healthy on the inside, then I'm going to do that. If getting my hair done makes me feel healthy on the inside, I'm going to do that. Period. That's it, and that's all. Okay. And then you got another one, build self respect. This honors your own needs, teaches you and others to that your time is valuable. That's what you want to teach people. You have to teach people how to treat you. People treat you the way you allow them to. So if you're that no nonchalant, no never man, like, man, it's whatever. It's been happening to me my whole life, whatever, whatever. Then they're going to treat you that way. We're not doing that no more. Those days are over with. You teach them how to treat you by respecting yourself. Your time is valuable. And then create space for positivity, meaning removing removing anything that drain you. And when you do that, you create an environment where positive people, opportunity, and energy thrive. So let's look at that. You are here right now with Coach Nye in the 31-day inner transformation. This is a free class of healing, of teaching you different tools and techniques on how to heal, right? So you decided to step into this class, meaning that you could have been watching TV, you could have been doing everything else, but you chose to step here. So now what you're going to create is a healthy environment now, because now what you want, the things that you want in life, now that you're in class, you're going to start seeking those things. You're going to start seeking boundaries. And so another thing is how to set boundaries. Let's talk about that, because everybody tell you, oh, you need boundaries, but nobody tell you how to set them. Everybody tell you what you need to do, but no one tell you how to set them. Thank you for the like, shares, and follow. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. Thank you so much. So these are ways you can set. I'll give you a couple of ways. You know your limits. Knowing your limits, that is self-aware about what takes your energy and what gives you energy. Which one? The one that takes and gives. The one that gives, keep that. The one that takes, disconnect from that. Boundaries. Okay, be clear and direct using the I statement. I have an episode on my podcast. My podcast is Chat with Coach Nye. Go check it out. I have an episode talking about the I statement, taking accountability, right? And so and also in my book, Trinity Walk to Self Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Walmart website. So here it is, the I statement. This is you, so you can say no without overly explaining. Baby, when you master the no without overly explaining, when you master the no and don't give a dog about, I don't care if you listen to, I don't care. And I'm not here to explain to you why I said no. Those days are over with. No, the I statement. You first, you're valuable. Find you, your self worth, the greatness that's in you. You are great. Why do you think people keep coming to you? You think they keep coming to you? Yeah, they're using you too, but they keep coming to you because there's something in you that they want and that they need. Okay. And then the other one is be consistent. Apply boundaries consistently. And then that way others will know what to expect. Don't just, okay, well, I'll let you get away. No, boundaries, period. Treat yourself, discipline yourself like you would if you were a parent and seeing your child getting mistreated like that. You would tell them to say no. You would tell them to stand up for themselves. Now you do that for you. You do that for you. because you deserve the same thing that they're taking from you and mistreating you. Why is it okay that they can do these things to you? But when you do it, you worry about their feelings. Screw their feelings. What about your feelings? Fix you. Then you can help someone else. I don't care if you're a millionaire. Fix you mentally, spiritually, and physically before you go help somebody else. Because you'll be a millionaire. And if you weaken any of those areas, if your gate open in any of those areas, then somebody is going to come in and take from you and you won't be a millionaire no more. But they will be that whole destiny swap and they want to be you anyway. Okay. Now, another way is to visualize protection. Imagine a shield of light surrounding you when dealing with difficult people. So when you're going through and you're dealing with these people, just imagine a shield of light. Just imagine it. Zone out because yeah, you're here, but you're not here for me. See, the enemy always going to show up. I told you, boundaries is not to keep the people away, it is to protect your energy. The enemy is always going to show up. But how are you going to act? Are you going to respond? Are you going to react? Which one? Well, you're going to respond by visualizing a light around you. Step into your purpose of, okay, you're here, you're talking, but you're not talking to me because the person that you're talking to no longer lives here. See, that unhealed version person don't live here anymore. There's a new tenant here, and I don't speak your language. Matter of fact, I speak your language because I used to be unhealed. You don't understand me. So if I was to speak to you, you wouldn't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. So hey, just don't disconnect. Another one is practice self-compassion. Give yourself permission to prioritize your own need. Prioritize your own need. Like I said, that time off. You can do it if you want. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into number 2. Why boundary guilt happens. Why do you feel guilty when you get boundaries? Because you've been conditioned. This is learned behavior. You've been conditioned to prioritize others. Let me tell you where it starts. Don't you leave your brother behind. Don't you leave your sister behind. We family. We blood ties. This is what family do. We blood. You got to do it. If you got it, I got it. See, that's a generational curse that needs to be broken. See, it meant something back then why those things were said. Because in slavery times, when one escaped, don't you leave your people behind. Always look out for your people. See, it meant something then. But see, in the world that we live in now, it means nothing other than, hey, your sibling get to be sorry as hell. Your sibling get to do whatever they want. They get to mess up their life. They get to run around. They get to do all the drugs. They get to not work. They get to do all these things. And yet when they need, they're going to call on you and you got to show up because you were conditioned to say, hey, well, we family. If you call, I need you. I always got to reach back and pull you back up here. I always got to move you into my home. I always got to check on you. I always got to do this because I was conditioned and you were conditioned to always have to take care of that. I know my father would always tell me, don't, look out for your brother. Look out for your brother. What the hell? I'm the youngest. Do you understand? And I was conditioned from a child to always be my brother's keeper, but it was something when I decided not to. When I said enough is enough, I'm done. Cut off, go do whatever you want to do. I'm done listening to your stories. I'm done listening to every time I talk to you, you got some drama going on. I'm tired of listening to what you did. I'm tired of listening to all the people you done cussed out fighting. I'm tired of it. Find you someone else. See, that's when boundaries kicked in. I had to heal first, though, and I had to break that generational curse. And I teach my boys to always have each other's back. However, you should not be having his back more than he have his own back. Do you understand? Difference. So we were conditioned from childhood to prioritize others just because. Now, saying no is a form of self-love. Yes, it is. That is a form of self-love. Listen, saying no is not a bad thing. You were conditioned to believe that saying no was a bad thing. You were told that, hey, when you would say no, they would give you the guilt trip of, oh, you selfish and oh, you this. Hold 1 second. Let me do this. I'm sorry. I had to put the phone on do not disturb. No is a form of self love. And the reason why it's a form of self love is because it protects your peace. It protects your peace. Listen, if someone says, family say, oh, we want to have Thanksgiving at your house. Before Baby, come. Bring all the family because for me, family meant everything because I've been away from it since I was 19. So I'm like, yeah, I want to be around my family. Baby, now that I healed, oh no, we're not. No, because I created a peaceful environment. Everything around me is peaceful. And you're not peaceful. You find chaos and mess in everything. So we're not going to have anything around me. But if you have it at your house, I'll definitely show up. That is protecting my peace. Listen, it's nothing wrong with it. Doesn't make you mean. You're mean to them. Unhealed people are going to talk about you regardless, baby, because they don't understand it. But the healed version and your healed friend, the people that God is going to bring in your life once you heal, that tribe is going to understand and encourage you. Okay. So there are different types of boundaries, which is emotional, mental, physical, time, relations, and spiritual. Create boundaries for all of it. Thank y'all for the like, shares, and the follows. I ask that you guys continue to follow, but let's go ahead and get into it. So here is a boundary script that I created for you guys. Listen to this. I want you to rewrite this scenario to include boundaries. I'm going to give you an example. Instead of, I guess I can, this is for time. I guess I can. No, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to say, that doesn't work for me, but here's what I can do. The ball is in your court. You always put the ball into your court. You're no longer people pleasing anymore. It's about you. No, I'm gonna make that time. But here's a time that I do have available. If they say, well, it won't work for me, then I'm the wrong person. You need to call somebody else because I'm not changing up what I got going on to ever put anybody before me again. Do you understand? I don't care if I don't have nothing going on at 2 o'clock and it's 12 o'clock and you need to be somewhere by 2 o'clock. Your urgency is not my urgency anymore. I don't care that I ain't got nothing going on. I'm not jumping up to take you anywhere. Now, what time you get off? Maybe I can pick you up because right now I'm not getting up to rush to do anything. And that's okay. It's not a mean thing. It's the fact of those are my boundaries. Call someone else the same way you picked up and called me. Well, I don't know nobody else. Well, I'm sorry. Because that's what being an adult is about, is figuring it out. The problem is they never figured it out because you was always available. Ah. So now what I want you to do is practice 3 boundary statements. And I want you to just speak it out loud. Practice them. Now, this is the core exercise that I want you to do. So I want you to perform. Listen, I know y'all gonna like, I ain't doing no plank. I ain't doing no plank. But do a plank. Do a 30-second plank. And I want you to do, it's a core exercise. So I want you to breathe in. I want you to tighten your core 4 seconds inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. As you're doing that, you're holding your core. I told you this is Trinity of Fitness. So I'm gonna teach you how to heal spiritually, mentally, and physical. You're gonna always get homework in all those sections, okay? Now, your self love practice, what I want you to speak is, I want you to say this: my needs are valid. I told you I don't like being in the country. I like the country, but I don't like it. My needs are valid. My boundaries matter. My needs are valid. My boundaries matter. Speak that. Matter of fact, speak that as you're sitting there and meditate on that and think about it as you're doing your 4 second in, 4 second out plank. And then I want you to declare, I set boundaries that honor my values. I set boundaries that honor my values. Now get your notebook. I hope y'all got your notebook because here's your homework. Set one boundary today, even if it's a small one. Okay. And reflect on how it felt. And then your journaling prompts. I want you to write, uh, where have I been abandoning myself to please others? And what boundaries have I been afraid to set? Now, after you do that, I want you to meditate on what it would look like if you address those questions. What would it look like? Envision it, because what you think becomes your reality. Now, your tabletop talk, for the ones that's new, I created a tabletop talk because as you heal, you want to heal the environment. So these are things that you can bring to the table. Create a journaling group. Or create a group that y'all meet up and y'all just talk about different things that you can change. Here's 3 conversations you can have. You can talk about boundaries, teach people how to treat you. How does boundaries teach people how to treat you or the next person? Let's talk about boundary guilt. What does boundary guilt look like to you or that person? And your no is sacred. Talk about that. Saying no is sacred. Talk about it. So that is the end of lesson 1. I